News Talk 1073 FM and 750 AM KOAL. Castle Country Local News starts now.
Hello and welcome to Castle Country Radio's 2024 Year in Review. Reporting for the KOAL Newsroom, I'm Aidan Mortensen. 2024 was an action-packed year, filled with highs, lows, wins, and losses across every department here at Castle Country Radio. Sports, news, music, we really have done it all this year. So before we welcome in the new year, let's take a time to look back at the stories that define 2024. January was a month filled with sports action. Qualifications for state meets in wrestling and swimming were held, and basketball started the final stanza of its season. But the biggest sports story of this month was former Emory High volleyball standout Abby Morris signing a national letter of intent to play at Weatherford College in Texas. In addition to this, Carbon High swim coach Allie Chamberlain was named as the 3A Coach of the Year across all sports. During Chamberlain's time as head coach, the Carbon Lady Dinos have become the most successful high school program in the Castle Country area. After a second-place finish in 2018, the Lady Dinos earned 3 consecutive state championships from 2019 through 2021. News-wise, the Southeastern Utah Association of Local Governments officially changed its name to the Southeastern Regional Development Agency, or SRDA. This name change also came with a new building on Fairgrounds Road, which was celebrated with a ribbon-cutting ceremony. In February, things got exciting at Utah State University Eastern as they named their new Senior Associate Vice President, Doug Miller. Miller was previously named as the Chief Campus Administrator at USU Eastern in August of 2023, following a nationwide search that was led by USU statewide campus leaders, professors, Board of Trustee members, and department heads. In addition to his role as Senior Associate Vice President, Miller is also a faculty member in the John M. Huntsman School of Business in the Center for Entrepreneurship and Marketing and Strategy departments. Also this month, Castleview Hospital announced it was recognized as a 2024 Top 100 Rural Community Hospital by the Chartis Center for Rural Health for the 5th consecutive year. Chartis' annual Top 100 program recognizes outstanding performance in the nation's rural hospitals based on the results from the Chartis Rural Hospital Performance Index. This contributes to the long-lasting dedication to success and dedication held by Castleview. Looking over to sports, Jeff and Rochelle Blank, 2 longtime Carbon High contributors, were named as the UHSAA Fans of the Year. Jeff and Rochelle have had 4 children who graduated from Carbon High School, and all of them participated in athletics and school activities. Even after their children graduated, they've continued to support the student athletes and the programs at Carbon High. At the same event where the Blanks were honored, the Lady Spartans basketball team, led by head coach John Faimalo, they shocked the world by advancing to the 3A state title game after defeating the Grantsville Cowboys 43-41. Unfortunately, the Spartans would fall to Richfield in the state title game, but a second-place finish after entering as a 5 seed isn't too bad at all. And finally, Monty Christiansen cemented himself as an Emory High School wrestling legend by winning his 2nd consecutive state title. Christiansen completed the state tournament gauntlet by only allowing 1 opponent to score on him, winning his title in dominant fashion. Sports in March were highlighted by the announcement of all-state selections for winter sports. For Emory, first-team selections included Wade Stilson, Luke Justice, Aaliyah Lester, Kennedy Mon, and Caitlin Nelson. For Carbon, it was Amaya Timothy and Maddie Orth earning the nod. In the news, Price City announced its 2024 St. Patrick's Day Parade Grand Marshal as Mark Jesperson. Jesperson is a local businessman who owns and operates Attitude Cycle in Price. He also coaches and supports the local Carbon High mountain bike team. Accolades continued to pour down on the Castle Country area in April, with things getting kicked off by USU Eastern's Clinical Associate Professor Jan Thornton, who was named as 2024's Eastern Utah Woman of the Year. Thornton, an Emory County native, has been employed with USU Eastern since 2007. She was asked what she likes most about her job, saying, quote, "The students. I love working with the students and watching them grow and develop and kind of come into their own professionally. It's just been a lot of fun throughout the years." Also this month was Price City's annual Renaissance Fair, which brought live demonstrations, performers, live combat, contestants, and tournaments to enjoy. In sports, Carbon High School volleyball star Maddie Orth signed a national letter of intent to play volleyball at Snow College. Orth was a 4-year starter for the program, earning 3 All-State selections, a 3A All-Star selection, multiple All-Region nods, and was named the Deseret News Athlete of the Week. Carbon High School also saw changes for both its basketball programs, with the hiring of Taylor Brower as head coach for the boys team and Jordan Blank as the girls head coach. For USU Eastern, Priscilla Santos was inducted into the USU Eastern Athletics Hall of Fame. Originally from Sao Paulo, Brazil, Santos' legacy at USU Eastern is highlighted by an impressive stack of records, including the most points in a single game, 50, most career points, 1,550, most points in a single season, 950 points, and best scoring average in a single season with a whopping 29.9 points, among several others. May was a state championship month, meaning in sports we saw the crowning of several new champions from both Carbon and Emory High. In track, Carbon's Blythe Bradford, a then freshman, won the state title in long jump and helped the Carbon girls to a top 10 finish overall. For Emory, it was Creek Sharp winning a title in the 100-meter dash, continuing a historic streak of dominance from the school in sprint events. Emory would finish top 10 on both the boys' and girls' side. In softball, the Lady Spartans advanced all the way to the state championship game against the Grantsville Cowboys. In a high-scoring affair, the Cowboys edged out Emory 11-8, giving Grantsville their 6th state title in 7 years. News in May is very special to me, as it was when I first started working here at the station. This month featured graduations aplenty, multiple ribbon cuttings, and the introduction of Price City's newest police member, Petey, a support dog. Also this month was a series of crimes that shook the area, starting with an attempted kidnapping at the annual County Days track meet in Emory County. Quentin Howard Drollinger was arrested and later convicted on charges of attempted child kidnapping and sentenced to 1 to 15 years in the Utah State Prison. Drollinger was given credit for 222 days served, but will serve 142 more days in the Emory County Jail, adding up to a full year. In addition to this, Drollinger will face 48 months of probation and have to register on the Utah Sex and Kidnapper Offender Registry, undergo a mental health evaluation, and pay $125 in restitution to the victim and her family. He is also trespassed from Emory High School during the duration of his probation. A former Pinnacle Canyon Academy employee was accused of embezzling $114,500 since she began working for the school. Human Relations employee Calissa Lynn Fish was arrested for an investigation of misuse of public funds and theft. The arrest report for the incident states that after school administrators confronted Fish about the missing money, the school reportedly received a call from Fish's mother, who asked the school officials if they could, quote, work something out and pay the money back to the school. And finally, the Emory County Sheriff's Office stopped a shipment of drugs along I-70 thanks to the work of Detective Egan Smith and his canine partner, Deputy Dak, who seized 59 pounds of marijuana, 13 packages of THC vape cartridges, and 19 pounds of white powder suspected to be either cocaine or fentanyl. June saw the implementation of Castle Country news videos, the first of which covered the Inland Port project occurring in Carbon and Emory County. Here's Carbon County Commissioner Larry Jensen talking about the impact this port could have on the area.
So we have several we have several companies that want to move here. And they are needing some of this infrastructure in place before they could come up with enough money to do their project. And so the Inland Port Authority is offering to bring funds to the community. Those funds would be paid up front, and then a project area would have to be created.
Emory County appointed a new superintendent in Jim Shank following the departure of Ryan Mon. Shank got his first superintendent position in the Juab School District. Following this, he also had stints as superintendent of the Coopville School District in Washington, the Cassia County School District in Idaho, Idaho Falls School District 91, and the North Beach School District in Washington before getting the Emory job. The hiring of Shank marks the 4th superintendent change within the Emory School District since 2020, including Jason Strait, who was hired for less than a month before resigning. Here at the station, we held our annual pie auction, raising over $16,000 for our gas card program, which gives $100 gas cards to the residents of the Castle Country area who are battling cancer to help offset travel costs for treatment. One story that shook the area was the destruction of the livestock showgrounds in Farron due to a fire. Despite this tragedy, the area showed its resilience by banding together and still hosting the stock show. Finally, on the news side, primary elections were held this month, with several races held across the Castle Country area coming down to the wire. Here's a look at the results. Unofficial primary results are in. In state-level elections, in the race for Utah House District 67, Christine Watkins narrowly defeated challenger Tom Hansen by 105 votes, with Watkins gathering 3,408 votes to Hansen's 3,303 votes. Moving on to the race for Emery County Commissioner, Dennis Warwood took the election, defeating David Sebring 1,547 votes to Sebring's 566. In the assessor race, Amy Schmidt-Peters came away with victory, defeating Gillen Bishop by winning 1,690 votes to Bishop's 845. In the Carbon County Commissioner race, Jared Haddock took the race, claiming 1,269 votes. In second in that race, it was Max Jones, who received 841 votes, and coming in last, it was Paul Riddle, who received 452 votes. The winners of these elections will move on to the general elections, which are held in November. In sports, all state honors were awarded this month. In soccer, Rhett Winter, Carson Childs, and Landon Wagner received the honor. For Carbon, it was Tyler Morris, Sam Dart, Logan McAvoy, and Cannon Mortensen. In boys volleyball, Carbon placed 4 on the All-State list, with Alexis Bueno, Zeke Wilson, Evan Lancaster, and Carter Warburton. In baseball, starting with Emory, it was Wade Stilson, Mason Stilson, Cade Larson, and Trevin Gilbert earning the nod. For Carbon, it was Mason Pritchard and Jace Barlow and Ridge Butler receiving the honor. Softball by far saw the most representatives between the two schools, with 9 total selections. For Carbon, it was Adria Baida and Kylan Sorensen. In Emory, 7 Spartans earned the nod, with Brooklyn Ecker, Caitlin Nelson, Shannon Johnson, Callie Lake, Callie Jensen, Maddie Bonnell, and Reagan Roten. July was a doozy, starting right off at the beginning when the Salt Lake Tribune revealed that a Utah State University Eastern employee had been paid $157,000 despite not showing up and little evidence supporting him doing any work. Warren Tyler Agner oversaw 2 programs that were designed to help support and bolster small businesses within eastern Utah. Mike Finnerty, the state director of the Small Business Development Center, is quoted in an audit of the school saying, quote, "There was nothing entered into the database the entire time he was employed, which is concerning for the area as small business owners attempted to recover from the lingering effects of the COVID-19 pandemic." A few days later, on the 4th of July, Horse Canyon caught on fire, taking 2 days to extinguish and totaling in 25 acres of damage. Days later, a structure fire in Castle Heights led to several houses being declared as a complete loss and 1 hospitalization. The fire, which after investigation by the state fire marshal was determined to be caused by an old and broken barbecue that was incapable of holding embers. Emory County Search and Rescue played hero when they rescued a group of hikers who found themselves trapped in the zero-gravity Slot Canyon, with one male being stuck between the canyon walls. Emory County Sheriff Tyson Huntington said of the event, quote, "I cannot overstate the importance of our search and rescue team. All of our members are just regular people with huge hearts and a desire to serve others at the cost of themselves. They have no desire for praise or accolades. In the past, talks of compensation came up, and the team collectively scoffed at the idea so loud the National Weather Service noticed an anomaly in the wind patterns over Castle Country." Ending the month was the arrival of the 100 Years of Film in Utah exhibit at the Helper Museum. For those who forgot what that exhibit entailed, here's what it held. Aiden Mortensen here for KOAL News, out here in the field at the Helper Museum, which chronicles the history of the Castle Valley area, preserving that history for younger generations. But as of July 22nd, it's home to a very special exhibit that chronicles over 100 years of film history within the state. The Utah Film Commission is working with the Utah Division of Arts and Museums to curate an extension of the 100 Years of Utah Film and Television exhibition to travel throughout the state of Utah. And as of July 22nd, the Helper Museum is playing host to this exhibit until August 19th.
It means a lot to me, just so that we're able to highlight the different films that were shot, not only here in Helper, but throughout the entire state, beginning in the 1920s up until 2024, where Kevin Costner is now shooting Horizon.
The exhibit chronicles films and TV shows that used Utah as a backdrop. This starts with the 1924 film The Deadwood Coach and goes all the way up to Horizon by Kevin Costner, a film that features several residents of the Castle Country area as extras.
I would encourage them to come to the museum, not only for the history with mining and railroads, but to see the different films that were produced here in the state of Utah. We have westerns, we have sci-fi, we have love stories, we have mysteries. So it's a large variety of filmmaking that has been done in this state.
This exhibit also allows visitors not only to look back on the history of film in Utah, but look forward to what else can be made in the Castle Country area and Utah as a whole, using its scenic vistas and breathtaking views to tell a new generation of stories. This is an exhibit you're not going to want to miss seeing at the Helper Museum. It's here from July 22nd all the way to August 19th, giving you plenty of time to come out and see the many films that were filmed in Utah. The hours at the Helper Museum are from 9 to 5 on Tuesday through Saturday. And reporting for the KOAL Newsroom, I'm Aiden Mortensen. On the night of Tuesday, July 30th, multiple officers responded to a situation that ended in the shooting death of a 31-year-old man in Price, Utah, according to a news release from the Department of Public Safety State Bureau of Investigations. According to the release, at approximately 11:36 p.m., officers from the Price City Police Department, Helper Police Department, and the Carbon County Sheriff's Office were called out to respond to a domestic violence incident. While attending to the incident, multiple officers ended up being involved in the shooting, resulting in the death of the 31-year-old, later revealed to be Patrick Frank Witten, a resident of Price. In sports, the Fierce Fighting Championship MMA promotion made its return to Price, and New Carbon High School football coach Braden Rushton talked about the upcoming season. Here's Rushton with more.
Now we're being joined by Carbon High School head football coach Braden Rushton. Coach, it's great to chat with you in person. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, definitely. I know we're getting close to the season opener. It's right around the corner. This summer has kind of been a blur. You and I have talked several times, I know, throughout the summer. But now that we're getting into the final couple of weeks before the start of the season, how happy are you with the way things have gone?
I'm super happy. Like some of our players have said, we went to a couple camps, saw a lot of improvement. You know, our kids are they're out here. They're getting better every single day. They're looking excited. They're ready to go, and that makes me excited and you know, happy to be here. And I love the area, so it's an awesome time to be here.
I love watching the practices and seeing the different drills and stuff that you guys are going through, but also watching those younger kids, those freshmen, right? I mean, that's an important aspect here. You got a good group of freshmen out here.
Yeah, so we're bringing, I think, about 19 freshmen this year as of right now. So, you know, we're hoping for a couple more. But, yeah, you know, looking at the future, it's always on the back of your mind as a coach is what's it going to look like in the years to come. You know, you don't want to just show up and have one good year. You want to kind of put a dynasty together and stuff like that. And so seeing our participation of our freshman class has actually been really big for me. I've been super excited and impressed with how they've showed up and been competing and been executing and working hard. Something, as you know, myself as a freshman, I wasn't doing. And so it's exciting to see them putting in that work and that dedication already as a freshman, not waiting until they're at that junior, senior year. So
as far as skill position players go, you guys do have a lot of talent. You got a lot of speed at the varsity level. That's been fun to watch. How fun has that been for you, right? Knowing your background a little bit, you got to be happy with what you have speed-wise, specifically on the outside.
Yes, super excited. I've worked under several different coaching and different offensive styles, and I kind of gravitated more towards an air raid speed type offense. And when I got here and saw the players that we had, that's just super exciting just because they fit in the offense that I already wanted to run. So I get to run the offense I wanted to run, which is always awesome. And, you know, we've got a lot of different players that bring a lot of different talent to our team. And so we'll have the challenge as coaches is making sure we can get all those guys different opportunities to score, to get the ball, to make plays. So we're super excited for the guys that we have and for the opportunities for them to go out and succeed as players.
The arrival of August also brought the start of fall sports and the debut of Castle Country Radio's video streams of Emory High athletics, which to date has garnered nearly 8,000 views to go along with Castle Country Radio's award-winning play-by-play. Emory and Carbon football each got off to their hottest start in recent memory, with the Spartans ending the month 3-0 and the Dinos going 2-1. In soccer, the Dinos got off to a 6-1 start, led by freshman sensation Malia Smith, who had 16 goals in this span. In the news this month, 2 people were killed during a police chase near Green River. Jasmine Green, age 34 from Henderson, Nevada, and Matthew Kohler, age 26 from Las Vegas. A Utah Highway Patrol officer observed the vehicle traveling along I-70 west of Green River at high speeds. This caused the trooper to enter pursuit in an attempt to perform a traffic stop while also passing a member of the Emery County Sheriff's Office attempting to do the same. Lieutenant Cameron Roden from the UHP stated that both police vehicles witnessed the speeding car enter the traffic median while attempting to pass 2 cars, losing control and causing the car to roll. In this roll, both occupants of the vehicle were ejected and were reported dead as a result of the crash. Canine Deputy Dak also struck again this month as Detective Smith found 4 pounds of heroin and 2.5 pounds of cocaine during a routine inspection. Utah State University also celebrated the start of a new school year with their annual Blue Blast Block Party. Here's a more in-depth look at what the party is and the impact it has on students. Aiden Mortensen here with KOAL News, and we're here live at the Blue Blast Block Party, a chance for Utah State University Eastern students as well as parents to get a glimpse into what the school year might hold. The Blue Blast Block Party gave students, both new and returning, a chance to get acquainted with local businesses and organizations, as well as different services and clubs offered by the university. Students also had the chance to get to know the school's athletic teams, mainly through the Dunk and Eastern Athlete Dunk Tank. Quote, "This is an opportunity for our students to get to know the community and all we have to offer," said Eric Kerwin, the Director of Student Life and Housing. Quote, "The community can use this as a platform to showcase the remarkable offerings of their businesses or programs. It is also a way to guide students toward potential opportunities while here in Price, including future jobs and careers." We talked to some students about the event and what they were most excited about for the start of a new school year.
I'm most excited about having all the students back in Price. It's so much fun to have them here and the energy that they bring. And so I'm really excited to see how they all get to interact with the community and everything like that.
Well, I'm really excited about getting my classes done and getting my degree out of the way. I'm in the aviation management program, and I'm excited to continue in that aspect. I also am part of the choir, and I get to sing and bring the joy of music to everybody.
As you can see, there's so much to be excited about the start of a new school year here at Utah State University Eastern. Now, to keep up with USUE athletics, you can follow along on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM for live play-by-play coverage from Castle Country Radio. But until then, this is Aiden Mortensen signing off from the USU Eastern Blue Blast Block Party. Go Eagles! Early in the month of September, we got one of my personal favorite stories of 2024, and that was the strange balloon seen flying over the Castle Country area. This balloon came from Worldview Enterprises, where Vice President of Marketing and Communication Phil Walken explained that this was a stratolite balloon, with purposes such as measuring methane emissions from oil and gas operations to identify harmful methane leaks, monitoring wildfire activity or hotspots via sophisticated infrared sensors that provide first responders with early detection and 24/7 monitoring capabilities, or providing U.S. Department of Defense and other U.S. allies intelligence to assist them in their national security and communication efforts, similar to how satellite technology is used. Completing a process which started in 2021, Emery High School cut the ribbon on the new Emery High School building. This project started my senior year of high school, so it's really nice to see it finally completed. Governor Spencer Cox spent some time in the Castle Country this month as well, first visiting with local leaders in Carbon County before trekking to Emery County for the groundbreaking of the Green River Energy Center. Here's our report from the field as it happened. The energy industry continues to thrive within Castle Country. In Emery County, that industry continued to expand on Thursday, September 19th, when R Plus Energies held a groundbreaking ceremony for the new Green River Energy Center. Dignitaries from around the state gathered on Moore Road for the event, which featured a performance from the Emery High School Marching Band and was attended by public figures such as University of Utah President Taylor Randall and Utah Governor Spencer Cox.
I'm really proud of the teams that are working here and that they're local. It would be very easy to bring in people from other parts of the country, but having Bodek and TSG and BHI, these are rural Utah companies that are doing this work, and that's again that matters. The innovation that's happening in rural Utah is powerful, and as anything anywhere else, it's just a lot of people don't know that it's happening out here.
The facility is the biggest solar farm under construction in the United States. If you wanted to drive the speed limit of 65 miles per hour around the solar farm, it would take an hour along the fence line.
So it is the largest project, and it is being built here. It is a unique situation that we are partnering with Pacific Corp on this. The other projects that we've developed have gone to some of the corporate off-takers, the Metas, the Google, the people like that. This one is actually truly going to go into your houses and our houses when we turn on the lights and the air conditioning. And so we can think, about what we have done here. But it wouldn't be possible without all of your help. Every single person that's under this tent or outside of the tent or related to people that are in this tent or outside of this tent that have contributed in this project have helped make it possible.
The project aims to not replace the coal industry within the Castle Country area, but rather add to energy production to keep rates low and bolster the Emery economy by creating more high-paying jobs in the area. For the KOAL Newsroom, I'm Aiden Mortensen. A fatal accident on US 6 near Spring Glen took the lives of 5 motorists. The accident occurred when a silver SUV was looking to turn east onto US 6 from Spring Glen Road. Attempting to turn into the acceleration lane, the SUV overshot the boundary and went right into the path of an oncoming semi-truck. The semi-driver attempted to perform invasive maneuvers and get around the SUV, but lost control and veered into westbound traffic. According to a news release from the Utah Highway Patrol, quote, the semi-truck then struck a Nissan SUV in the westbound lane, pushing it off the roadway into a rock embankment. During the crash, another individual was driving an ATV on the westbound shoulder and was struck by the crashing semi and SUV. In quick hits, proposed Constitutional Amendment D was struck down by a state appeals court and the state Supreme Court. This amendment would have changed how ballot initiative process in the state would have worked and given the state legislature more control over the citizen-led initiatives. Local authorities arrested a USUE student for possession of child sex abuse material after finding at least 96 files tagged as potential child abuse sex material during a digital analysis of his devices. The Eastern Utah Economic Summit was held on the campus of Utah State University Eastern. As a part of this, the Business of the Year was handed out, with this year's recipient being Richard and Wilma Snow, owners and operators of the Roosevelt Theaters. In sports, Carbon High running back Tony Wilson torched the Union Cougars in a non-region showdown, rushing for nearly 200 yards as the Dinos stomped Union 34-7. Utah State University Eastern's volleyball team's hot start continued as they shot up to number 10 in the nation with a 13-5 record and a 5-game winning streak. It was ring season in October as USUE volleyball claimed the Scenic West regular season title. The Carbon High School girls cross-country team won a 3A state championship with the Emery girls coming in second. In football, Emery would claim the second overall spot in the RPI, earning a first-round bye in the playoffs, while Carbon made the trip to Juan Diego for the opening round of the 3A playoffs. Carbon High Golf would continue its tradition of excellence as they clinched a top 3 finish in the 3A state championship. In the news, Wellington appointed a new mayor in Jack Clark, who will serve in the seat until 2026. This appointment came following the retirement of Mayor Brad Timothy on September 25th. Carbon High introduced its controversial new cell phone policy, but with the gift of hindsight we can see that it shouldn't have been as controversial as it was. This change also came at a time where proposed legislation looks to make this rule the new norm across Utah schools. A temple was announced in Price, drawing reactions ranging from excitement to disgust from residents across the Castle Country area. In a news release from the church, it reads, quote, the Price Utah Temple will be the first house of the Lord in Carbon County, located in eastern Utah. Price is the county seat of Carbon County. Utah is home to the church's world headquarters, as well as holding a population of nearly 2.2 million members. Currently in Utah, there are 20 temples in full operation. At the time of writing, including the newly announced Price Utah Temple, 11 temples are either under renovation/construction or planned for construction in the near future. Carbon High School also introduced a new homecoming tradition in the Senior Kindergartner Walk. Here's a closer look at the activity. Aiden Mortensen here with Castle Country Radio, and I'm here at Carbon High School where homecoming festivities are underway. And we just witnessed the debut of a very new, very special tradition that kids of all ages in Carbon County are going to enjoy. The tradition in question is the new Kindergarten Senior Walk, which took place on Wednesday, October 2nd as part of the Dinos All-Star Rally. Kindergartners started on the south end of Dino Field while the seniors took their place on the north. In the build-up to the event, the seniors had a chance to look back at their schooling, and the kindergartners had a chance to see what will come up.
First thing I said, I thought it was really cute, and I thought it was really cool for the kindergartners to look up to us so that they could have this experience and be excited for schooling and stuff.
When the two sides met at the 50-yard line, it led to high fives, handshakes, and some embraces as siblings united together. This event continues the Carbon School District goal of getting the community involved and active with education.
All the feels, I guess, all the feels to see these kids come together as seniors and be so excited to pass that torch on to the kindergartners for what our future of Carbon High School is going to be, it was just amazing.
This tradition is going to provide not only an opportunity for the younger generation to get acquainted with what you can expect later down the line in their schooling, but it also gives the seniors a chance to look back and reflect on how far they've come as they prepare for those next steps in life. Reporting for KOAL News, I'm Aiden Mortensen. Starting off the month of November, Emory High alumna Derry Thatcher received her National FFA degree, the highest degree one can receive within the organization. To earn this award, members must devote countless hours and dollars to the craft to be eligible. FFA members must have earned at least $10,000 or earned at least $2,000 and worked at least 2,250 hours outside of class time through a supervised agriculture experience program in which they own their own business, hold a professional position as an employee, or conduct research. Recipients must also complete 50 hours of community service and demonstrate outstanding leadership abilities and civic involvement through the completion of a long list of FFA and community activities. Less than 1% of FFA members achieve the American FFA degree. Libraries across the Castle Country were honored as quality libraries by the Utah State Library Association. This includes the Emory County Library System, Price City Library, and the Helper City Library. A donation from the Green River Energy Center and its 11 partners totaling $375,000 was awarded to Utah State University Eastern to establish two scholarships, the Local First Scholarship and the Energy First Scholarship. Both scholarships are awarded in $5,000 increments per student per year. On Thanksgiving Day, the Emory County Search and Rescue Team again made headlines as they sacrificed their holiday to rescue an injured woman in the Little Wild Horse Canyon. This rescue ended in a helicopter extraction for the woman and a safe return home for the team. In sports news, Emory would advance to the state championship game in football, where they would fall to the San Juan Broncos. The Spartans would end the season with a final record of 9-3 and the school's highest finish in the sport since 1999. USU Eastern Volleyball would punch their ticket to the NJCAA tournament, where they would finish in 7th place, closing out one of the most successful seasons in program history, as head coach Danielle Jensen received the Scenic West Coach of the Year award. In December, new regions were announced by the Utah High School Athletic Association. As in non-football sports and activities, Emory and Carbon move into a region alongside North Sanpete, Manti, and Union. In football, Carbon will be alongside Canyon View, Cedar, Juab, Manti, Richfield, and North Sanpete. Emory's region remains unchanged with Grand, San Juan, Delta, and South Sevier. In all-state accolades for the fall sports, Caleb O'Neill, Porter Herdsman, Ty Yost, Trevin Gilbert, Hayden Abrams, Braxton Butler, Jackson Johnson, Deacon Mangum, Calvin Hadfield, and Josh Howard all received all-state honors for the Spartans. For Carbon, it was Maddox Wilson and Deegan Richards who received honorable mention status. In volleyball, Kate Nelson, Jabri Sharp, and Callie Jensen of Emory, and J.C. Jensen of Carbon and Heather Kerr of Pinnacle all received the honor. In soccer, Emma Bowman, Malia Smith, Bailey Johnson, Chrissy Jones, all from Carbon, were selected. In the news, Castle Country Radio debuted its classic rock station, Rock 103, in Emory County, cementing it as Emory County's own radio station. The process for getting the station in Emory County began years ago when owner and operator Paul Anderson found a frequency for sale in Huntington and decided to purchase it. This kickstarted a long process which included the construction of a new radio tower on Horn Mountain. For residents of Emory County, Rock 103 can be listened to on frequency 105.3 FM. The Kenilworth mine fire, which saw an outpouring of smoke starting in August, was sealed by the Utah Division of Oil, Gas, and Mines, halting the smoke flow and easing the minds of the residents of Kenilworth and beyond. A man was arrested on Thursday, December 5th in Price after he attempted to run over children at the Dino Mine Park. David Earl Holden, age 57, was booked into the Carbon County Jail for investigation on counts of attempted murder, using a weapon in a fight, reckless driving, and making threats of violence. According to witnesses in the booking affidavit, the incident started when Holden got out of his car and spit on the window of another vehicle, and began allegedly driving erratically, chasing children through the park. While being taken into custody, Holden told authorities, quote, if he was released, he would attempt to find a firearm and would become the next mass shooter. In lighter news, Helper celebrated its 35th annual Electric Light Parade. Let's take a closer look. Aiden Mortensen here with Castle Country Radio, and I'm standing here on Helper's historic Main Street. Now, by day, it looks like the Helper we all know and love, but by night, it transforms into Utah's Christmas town. Let me show you what I mean. On Friday, December 6th and Saturday, December 7th, residents from the Castle Country area and beyond gathered for Utah Christmas Town's 35th annual Electric Light Parade. The parade invited businesses and individuals from across Carbon and Embry County to get in the holiday spirit with some extravagant floats. Some stuck to a more traditional Christmas theme, while others got a bit more experimental with theirs. The USUE Prehistoric Museum even helped attendees travel back in time to a much warmer place. The parade featured royalty and even a visit from jolly old St. Nick himself. Drawing crowds of thousands of people over the two-night spectacle, it's fair to say that the Electric Light Parade will be back and even bigger next year. Reporting for KOAL News, I'm Aiden Mortensen. And rounding out this year, the U.S. Supreme Court heard arguments regarding the approval of the Uinta Basin Railway and the potential environmental impacts that may occur if the railway, which is designed to boost the production of crude oil, is allowed to be constructed. This case centers around the National Environmental Policy Act, or NEPA, with regulators approving the project under the statute, but 7 environmental groups in a Colorado county opposing the construction, citing environmental concerns like a potential of oil spill into the Colorado River and the increased wildfire risk. Currently, there is no timeline for when a decision will be made and the opinion of the court released. The only certainty is that it will be released before the end of the court's term, which ends typically around late June or early July. Thank you for watching Castle Country Radio's 2024 Year in Review. We hope you enjoyed it. Without your support, this local journalism wouldn't be possible. We look forward to continuing to provide you with the best journalism in the Castle Country area in 2025. Until then, reporting for the KOAL Newsroom, I'm Aiden Mortensen.